hang out with Robert again. Yeah. I only now realized your last name was Small. Unless I go for Matt. No, I'll go for Robert again. Make sure to sweep under your tent so you don't sleep on rocks. You know, we've never done that, and that's probably why I don't like camping. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I've tried messaging him a few times, and Dad Book says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that it'll produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from my computer because at this point I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work, the house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. I'll bake her favorite pie. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. This is gonna be interesting. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into the saucepan to make the filling. Normally I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. Oh man, I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375 degrees, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist on my grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what the secret ingredient is? It's, I think almond extract? Because I feel like salt wouldn't be good, but I feel like almond extract, that sounds good. Oh, it's almond extract, duh. Whoops, I accidentally poured a little too much in. Way too much. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Amanda's going to be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops, what smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Huh. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yeah. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? I've been leading a double life. Amanda, I have terrible news for you. I'm actually a pro skateboarder, an aspiring astronaut, and bank robber. The lifestyle is calling me back, and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. This pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Well, I appreciated the years we spent together, but a trade-up is a trade-up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet up in Ibiza. Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on the rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig in before it's ready. Huh. What? Does it look kind of weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, you know, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? How? Well, that was a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you just eat the pie, Panda? I cut a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, I just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. The pie is pretty incredible, as it always is. I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks in my dad sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole. Dad, your sleeve is on fire. I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my word jumbles. Hey, this one spells cat. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad Book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Huh. Hope he's okay. I turn out the light and lie down. Hey. Xephoria. Hey, Xephoria. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. You're outside. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm dating a Rick, but like not quite. Like I don't know. Yeah, that would be too extreme if I was dating a Rick. What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out of here. I look out my window and sure enough, there's Robert leaning out against his pickup truck in my driveway. I open my door and try to figure out what's going on. Hey. Hey?
There.
Wanna hang? I was kinda sleeping.
Oh?
That's no fun.
Huh.
Come hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. You know what? Let's. I mean, I don't mind. Right. 1 second. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Ready? Ready.
Mm-hmm.
Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packages and gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out to the cul-de-sac. You like Tom Waits? I'm gonna see if this is a actual person. It might not be. But last time I was told a reference in this game, I didn't get it, but I knew what it was from. I don't know if I get this reference, but I'm just gonna say hoist that rag, baby, and hope that you like it. Actually, let me save. That's a better idea. Yeah, you liked it. Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence, but, I mean, it's not silence if the radio's on. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert? I like your stickers on your dashboard. Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look outside the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settled into my seat and watch streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. Are you okay? Just peachy. Is it actually peachy? Or is that a code word, peachy? Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I am a little nervous. Just hang on. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink off in the distance. Off to the side I can see an entrance of a dense forest. Man, it's all so gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. Okay. What?
Oh.
I'm kidding. What's wrong with you?
Hey.
This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight and I suddenly realize what it is. Oh shit, that's a knife. Oh. Please don't stab me. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either. Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving at it. Oh. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was gonna just stab you right now? What? No.
Oh.
Hate to break it to you, but I did in fact bring you out here to harvest your organs. Play along. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Nothing gets past you, huh? Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you, the last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, right? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. He and I laugh.
Oh.
Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? Well, I just thought that you would have to have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Xephoria, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you've even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood's gonna splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety? No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his damn hands. They're calloused and covered in little white scars. They are very nice hands. You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Ugh! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Ah! The blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? And he pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck and I can hear him rummaging around in his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all the blood off of my hands and swipes a bit of antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy? I guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out there, you know? Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff? Mothman is bullshit, but yeah. This town's a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city. Aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad. You ever hear of the Dover ghost? I don't think so. Well, let me tell you a story. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pitbull. Real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment, but hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning.
Really?
It gets a little late, and we set up camp. But it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead silent. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around. The clearing, nobody's there. But here, there's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know something, is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it. In the distance. A man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like had made it. It just looked wrong. Big. Arms too long for its body. Black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy, and I turn around to check on her, but she's gone. Into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, but I don't think I've slept right since. That's terrible. Wow. Robert.
There.
I'm so sorry. They say that if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghost. A howl resonates throughout the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl, it's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl.
Whoa.
Okay, Robert, real funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right?
Huh?
I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up. I strain my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away I barely can make out the shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go.
Huh?
Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl away. Head back onto the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. I had to get out of the house. I had to be around somebody. It's okay. I don't know if it's the same way, but I get those ways. You doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second and lights up another cigarette.
Hey.
Been doing a lot of thinking. He takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in the sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought that would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think. Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them, but there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, something I held on to that kept me going. But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. Maybe that's why it's here. The Dover ghost feeds off of your sadness, my sadness. It haunts us in the night. Honestly, it makes sense. I was trying to kid around. To just be devoured for my sins. Yeah, that sounds pretty great, actually. It was a joke. I'm turning the car around. We're going back. Oh, okay. Robert slams on the brakes and puts the car in reverse. Robert, wait. He stops the car again. You know what? I thought about it. It's not my time yet.
Hey.
I haven't finished watching the Criterion collection. They just keep adding stuff to it. But thanks, Xephoria. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off at my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize that I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks and then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. He's that close? I thought he was like on the other side or something. Okay. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting. You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda Link. You know what? It's fine. I finally decide to go to bed. Never give up, never remember? Is that what that said? I'm thinking we did good right here, right? I really don't know.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I only did A? I thought I got I guess there were a few that were only hearts, but I did the same thing with Damien and that was an S. I thought maybe last time I only got an A because I made you angry that one time, but I got a lot of hearts with you. So, I don't know. I don't know if these mean anything.